Hello everybody, Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series. We are at the end of January 1985. Just thinking the 2020s, 2018s because I just finished the SmackDown review, which is up. But anyway, January 26, 1985. And this is a relatively noteworthy show for a couple of reasons. Another Shawn Michaels match, this time with the one-man gang. Poor Shawn. 2 matches in, and he is certainly not faring very well in his career. Not that he should be with being his rookie year, but obviously one-man gang and Billy Jack Haynes, not easy draws for Michaels. Gang is carrying around a very large chain and is wearing a parsley fur jacket. One-man gang, I believe this is his first time in the area. Michaels seems tentative to get in the ring, and he has every reason to be. Gang takes it to him right away, as one would expect, sending him into the buckle and the like. And Michaels is very, very skinny, and one-man gang is very, very not. He actually starts kind of the strut thing a little bit. We do see Gang with a hard forearm across the chest of Michaels, and Michaels crumples to the ringside apron. Then we see a vicious clothesline. Not quite the WrestleMania 5 inside-out flip clothesline, for those of you not old enough to remember this, or you weren't alive yet. Please go back and watch the Twin Towers and Rockers match, and just for that clothesline. Anyway, power slam from the gang and a big splash, and the one-man gang has victory here in World Class. And we move to the Midnight Express discussing their tag team title match. Jim Cornette says that they are ready, says that Bobby and Dennis are the best in the world. His mother gave him all the money necessary to make sure that his team would be the best in the world, and they are exactly that. And they are going to take the Fantastics and take them out. Obviously, we move into the America's Tag Team Championship match. That is the Fantastics and the original, well, maybe not the original, but the current version of the Midnight Express. Beautiful Bobby and Loverboy Dennis, the Midnight Express. Jim Cornette, obviously, at ringside. The Express has robes, and the Fantastics, Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers, have amazing jackets, so everybody is sparkly and special looking. Cornette's just about to have a coronary in there as he's pumping up his team, getting them ready for victory of some sort. The championships are held up, the championships are on the line, and as you can imagine, the ability to win the championships is everything that Jim Cornette hopes for. This is a match that's worth your while to go out of your way to see if you like Jim Cornette, if you like tag team action, if you like knowing that here in 1985, these teams, even though there's a change from Connery to Lane, still Midnight Express and the Fantastics, 5 years later, still doing good stuff. So that'll tell you the chemistry that they have. It'll also tell you how good beautiful Bobby Eaton really is, because he's the core for the Midnight Express there. And the Fantastics clear the Express out early, and they strut along, dance along. Double head scissors takeover by Tommy Rogers onto both guys, one with a headlock, the other with the head scissors. Beautiful move. If you haven't seen one of those, worth checking out. And then the Midnight Express cuts off the ring, or tries to, but the Fantastics roll back in, and they are working together as a cohesive unit. And then we see Tommy Rogers and Bobby Eaton hook up. I even love Eaton's arm bars and arm locks. They look so aggressive, but you know they're easy because it's Bobby Eaton. And yet, I mean, he can get time out of a hammerlock. Bobby Eaton's one of those guys that I think, because he never was a good talker, I think people undervalue him as a singles guy because he was so much a part of the Midnight Express. But Bobby Eaton was phenomenal at any time in any era. And the The Fantastics are planning. The Midnight Express is planning. They go back at it again. The Express cuts off the ring on Tommy Rogers for a little while. This is probably one of the longer matches that we have here. And I think that's mainly because they can go. And, you know, the cut off the ring on Bobby Eaton for a bit. Fantastics get things going back their way. Bobby Fulton with a big old monkey flip out of the corner on Connery, and then Rogers follows up with one on Eaton. It's been the last time we've seen a monkey flip. Been a while. Anyway, Cornette is beside himself, about to have an aneurysm and a coronary on the floor, and we go back around. There always seems to be like two heats and two shines in Midnight Express matches. Maybe it's with the Rock and Roll too, but certainly with the Fantastics, because they come up, they come down, they come up, they come down, and that's what makes them great, you know. Ultimately, we see a slowdown with Bobby Eaton taking control a little bit, but back to control for the Fantastics. Bobby Fulton in control. Cut off the ring on Fulton for a minute or two, and that match goes all the way around. Near fall by Bobby Eaton, but doesn't get the job done. Tommy Rogers, one of the simple things in a tag match, be excited to get back in there. So many guys miss that, but Eaton even makes an elbow drop look amazing simply by just walking a few steps, then running back towards it before hitting the move. Simple stuff, but it matters. It counts. And then the Midnight Express, a little more dominant. They encourage an injured Bobby Fulton to get back in the ring. The Express tries to calm things down as they are trying to plan a work a plan, and they are rather dominant for the next few minutes. Bobby Eaton wears him down, gets a chin lock. We wait for the Fantastics to mount what everybody thinks is going to be their third comeback or so of the match, and that doesn't go quite the way that everybody plans. Jim Cornette is still going crazy at ringside, as Jim Cornette would do, and we kind of move back into a situation where Cornette is calling most of the shots. We see Rogers sent into the referee. Referee is gone down. He is out. And this allows Jim Cornette to get involved in the match. He tosses his tennis racket in. This allows them to use the tennis racket, and the Midnight Express are your new tag team champions. Then we go to our next contest, but not before that. Gary Hart wants a title match for Chris Adams. Basically, he claims that Ric Flair is either ducking him or that there's chicanery with Fritz Von Erich, because Kerry always gets his shots. Mike and Kevin get their shots, but where's the shot for Chris Adams? He promises that Adams is going to have his opportunity before the end of the year, and also he promises that in fact he has an insurance policy, a guarantee that there will be a way for everything to come together. And now we see Chris Adams, Kerry Von Erich in our main event for this week, and obviously a match that we're not quite as used to seeing. Obviously, the main match has been Kevin and Chris, but Kerry is doing the honors here this week in more ways than one. We'll get to that in a minute. But Kerry is dominant through the early procedures here. Kerry comes back, tries to get a sleeper hold, can't hold him with it too long, but gets it hooked in anyway. We end up going to the switch on the sleeper hold. This time, Adams has it under his control. Gary Hart on the outside, always dressed in a suit, dressed very particular, and looks as though he's got a plan in mind. We only need to wait a couple of minutes to find out how true that is, but Adams gets sent to the arena floor. This does not make anybody happy if you're in the Gary Hart camp anyway. And Adams looks a little dazed. Kerry goes to the outside to try and handle things, rolls back into the ring, and waits somewhat patiently. Kerry tries to get the claw on Chris Adams, and instead, Kerry gets sent into the middle rope, kind of just to break the momentum, uses the tights, whatever have you. And Chris Adams sends Kerry to the outside yet again. Kerry comes back into the ring here, and there's only a few minutes left in the program. But before Kerry can get back in the ring, we see the tope dive by Adams to the outside, which is an amazing thing to see when you think it's 1984. We're spoiled by seeing them now, but in 1984, 85, 83, when Chris first started using them, you didn't see dives through the ropes unless you were getting international tapes either from Mexico or Japan. Kerry Von Erich 1, 2, and gets a 3 count, gets the win with a backslide. Backslide a common pin for Kerry, but anyhow, Gary Hart comes in, gets blasted by Kerry because he takes Kerry's hand down from raising his hand. Gary Hart waves to the back, and what do we find? But we find the one-man gang makes his way to the ring. Gary Hart is, in fact, responsible now for the gang, lays Kerry out, splashes Kerry a few times in the ribcage, including but not limited to going to the top rope and splashing Kerry from the top before leaving. This enables Chris to go after Kerry yet again, and the one-man gang is under the tutelage of Gary Hart as we end January of '85 here in World Class. We'll be back with more right after this.